All right, guys, so a quick video here. What we're going to be doing right now is multiplying with scientific notation, okay? Scientific notation. And so the first thing you want to do when you're multiplying scientific notation, remember, both these numbers are in scientific notation and they're being multiplied. So there's a multiplication symbol right there in the middle, okay? And so the first thing you want to do is you want to take your leading numbers and multiply them. You want to multiply your leading numbers. So here's my leading number for this number, and then here's my leading number for this number. Okay, so this is 3 times 10 to the fifth times 4 times 10 to the fourth. Okay, so and so in this scientific notation, so I want to do is take my leading number, which is 3, bring it here. Okay, and then I'll take my 4 and I'll bring it here. So I have 3 and I have 4 and I'm multiplying those together. 3 times 4, okay? And then the second thing you want to do is you want to add the exponents. We're going to add the exponents. Well, here are my exponents. There's 10 to the fifth power and 10 to the fourth power. Because remember, when we multiply powers, which is what we're doing, we're multiplying 10 to the fifth power times 10 to the fourth power, okay? And you'll see that here, because I'm going to take 10 to the fifth, and I'm going to put it here, times 10 to the fourth power. Okay, oh, sorry, times 10 to the fifth power here. And so you have 3 times 4 here, and you have 10 to the fifth power times 10 to the fourth power. And notice all I did was kind of switch around where they were. And the reason we can do this is because everything is being multiplied. 3 times 10 to the fifth times 4 times 10 to the fourth. So really, everything's just being multiplied together. So meaning we can switch these around however we want. And so to make it easier on us and see what's going on, we can just take our leading numbers, put them together, take our multiples of 10 and put those together. So then 3 times 4, well, that's easy, right? We know that. That's just 12, okay? 12. And then we also know this, 10 to the fifth power times 10 to the fourth. Again, we're going to add those exponents. So we add 5 and 4, and we just get 10 to the ninth power. And remember, these two things are still being multiplied together. They're just being multiplied together, okay? And so here's your answer. That's your answer, 12 times 10 to the ninth power. Now, this is not in scientific notation, though. That's the only problem here. So let me put a note. This is not scientific notation, okay? This is not scientific notation. So the reason is because this is 12. Remember, our range has to be between 1 and 10, okay? So less than 10, right? And you can even go like that, right? Which I did that wrong. I'm sorry. Oh, go back, go back. It has to be less than or equal. Sorry. Less than or equal to 10. And that doesn't make sense. Actually, guys, sorry. We would have to do some comparison of x. So it would have to be greater than 1 and greater than 1 and less than 10, but we would need to put a variable in here, and it doesn't really matter. The key here is just to know it has to be 1 or greater, and then it has to be less than 10, okay? I don't want to overcomplicate this for you. It's essentially you're always going to see it as like 1, any number between 1 and like 9.99999, something like that, right? And maybe that's even better way to show you. So between 1 and like 9.999 or something like that. I don't know. Right, just not 10, right? So 12 is too big. That's the whole point. Sorry, guys. The whole point is 12 is too big, right? So what we need to do, and just like I showed you before, guys. So when we see a number, just like a normal number like this, like 12, there's still a decimal in this number. It's just at the very end of it, okay? So this is really, we could say this is 12.0, okay? 12.0. So just know that there is a decimal there. And what we can do, just like we did before, we can take that decimal And we can turn this number into, we can create it, we can make it into a number that's between 1 and 9.9999, right? And the easiest way to do that is just take your decimal that's over here and move it to the left one time, right? So now this number is 1.2, 1.2. And since we moved it to the left, all right, so we made 12 into a smaller number, right? So this became a smaller number. It's only 1.2 now. So we're going to rewrite it. We're going to rewrite it as 1.2. And it's still times 10 to some exponent, but it can't be the same exponent because we moved our decimal over, right? We changed the value of this number from 12 to 1.2. Meaning, and since we made it a smaller number, we have to compensate, right? We have to do something over here to kind of show us that we changed this and made it smaller. So we have to actually increase our exponent. We have to increase our exponent. So we moved this to the left, and when we move our decimal to the left, we move our decimal to the left, we're actually going to increase our exponent. And the reason we do that is because we need to multiply 1.2 times an additional 10, right? Because we had 12, right? And 1.2 times 10 is 12. So that's where that extra exponent is coming from. That's where that's coming from, okay? So then here is our actual answer in scientific notation. And this is scientific notation, okay? There we go. And the difference here, remember, is that 12 was too big. It was outside of this range. But 1.2 is, right? It's a little bit more than 1, which is totally fine. Okay? All right. Hope that helped, guys. And you're going to be working on your quizzes after this on multiplying with scientific notation. There's a few more questions in there. This little piece right here is going to help you. So like pay attention or go back and watch the video a little bit as you're going through, because it's going to be asking you a little bit about what do you do when you move the decimal around and things like that. So let that kind of, you can use this video for that, those types of questions also. But the main part of it is going to be this multiplying in scientific notation.